The Finals just dropped its brand new Season 3 trailer, and we have a ton of new information to go over with that, especially different gadgets and weapons. We'll go over all the different trailer footage and try to cover all the different new gadgets and weapons. We'll also go over some of the details that weren't talked about in the trailer as well, and we'll even include some community stuff that's happening around the scene. We got a ton to talk about. What's up world, it's Utopia back in with another video. Today we're checking out all things The Final. Okay, so we did just get that brand new trailer for Summer Games Fest and The Finals Season 3. Now there was a lot of different stuff featured in this video. I'm going to try to break down everything, and then I'm going to go over the extra details that weren't covered in the trailer. So obviously we got a bunch of new cosmetics showcased, as well as that new map, which is Kyoto 1568. So it does seem like not only are we transferring to a different region and location, we're also transferring time, or at least going back in time for this specific arena. And with that, we also had the new ranked mode terminal attack showcase, which I'll go over a little bit more on the details with that in a bit, as well as some of the community feedback with that overall. But for now, we'll just cover the stuff within the trailer itself. Now, of course, we did have some new loadouts, weapons, and gadgets showcased, where we did have that new bow, which is called the recurve bow. Now, this is specific for the light class. It is a high skill, medium to long range bow that shoots arrows in curved arcs. Its range and damage increase the further back the bowstring has been drawn. So obviously some additional skill ceiling there with that, depending on how far you draw back the bow. And with being able to time that appropriately, there will be definitely a different skill curve with that weapon overall. We also did have that new spear weapon shown off, and that is for the heavies specifically. It's a primary attack and it's fast, long range stab. It can also be spun to cover a wider area. It will deal less damage than the heavy sledgehammer, but it's decidedly more nimble. Again, not sure if that wider area attack is going to be a less damage attack there, or if the stab will be more, or how they're going to play into that overall. Now again, there is no further details there with that. We don't know what the spear will do with damage. For the medium class, we did have the dual katana shown off. Its primary attack is fast and the multi-strike combo with wider range and forward momentum. It can also do a charged lunge attack and deflect incoming bullets in a defensive stance, where we saw that kind of parry animation during the trailer. And I would assume if it's deflecting the bullets, it did also look like the receiving end player did take damage from those deflected bullets. So definitely a pretty strong melee weapon there. Now we also got some new specializations and as well a gadget. The specialization specifically we did get for the heavies, where they will have a lunging chain that will pull objects or enemies toward you, briefly stunning them, making it a perfect combination to the new spear. This will require tactical use, accuracy, and skill, kind of akin to Roadhog's hook in Overwatch. We did get a brief animation there for that at the end of the trailer. Now we do have one more gadget to talk about, however I did not see this in any of the trailer footage and wasn't able to pinpoint this exactly. So we do have something called the Thermal Bore. It's a new gadget for light, a long-range, high cooldown tactical breaching gadget that's best used to breach walls, buildings, and other obstacles from a distance. It's to open up pathways or sightlines for you and your team. Obviously, again, here they say it's a perfect combination with a long-range weapon. Now, I do believe with the Season 2 trailer, there was also a gadget that wasn't shown off or a specialization. So I think they did the same thing here where they're kind of keeping that one a secret. Again, I couldn't find it in any of the trailer footage. If you guys have, I've tried to go through this trailer several times now at this point. If you've seen any footage of it, please do point it out to others. Again, this is just another breaching charge. There's probably nothing too special there with that overall, although it is nice to have a long-range breaching tool for that option there. Now, we had some other cool things shown off during the trailer, like that new sponsor, DASUN, which we've had Rob tease us for the last few weeks that we would be getting that new sponsor, or at least showcasing off that logo. That was showcased on this imagery here during the trailer. We also have some additional information on the World Tour events that are happening that was showcased, where Season 3 will introduce World Tours that challenge players to take part in events and tournaments featuring unique mix of rules, loadouts, locations, and rewards. As contestants rack up World Tour victories, they'll climb the leaderboard and rank up their World Tour badge through bronze, silver, or gold tiers. Now, this is actually an additional way that you can earn multi-bucks by the end of the season depending on the position on the podium. So there will be an additional way to earn those multi-bucks for either purchasing a battle pass or buying any cosmetic. Now, we do have some additional information about some of the rank stuff happening as well as the World Tour events from Oscar. So over on the Discord, he did point out here saying that Terminal Attack is the ranked mode for Season 3 and tournaments will be a part of the World Tour feature. They'll have a video out explaining all of this lined up in the coming days. Now, because there's been some confusion there, is this the new ranked mode? Is Terminal Attack the only ranked mode? Which even from the Steam page, this does seem so. Where they say here in the opening statement, starting in Season 3, the finals will emphasize a more tactical competitive experience by introducing Terminal Attack as the ranked game mode. Now, they do say as the ranked game mode, so people have been pointing this out that it more than likely is just that one. Oscar again did point out here, they said they made a bunch of improvements to terminal attack and they'll drop them all in the patch notes. He also did mention here that Power Shift will stay in quick play, but it might be in the World Tour events toward the end of the season. He did say though for the World Tour feature specifically that for initially and for most of the Season 3 it will feature cash out tournaments. So cash out will now be placed in those mode as opposed to being the ranked mode. Now someone here asked, is TA the only way to rank up now? Where Oscar did go on here to say that you can rank up your World Tour badge and compete on a seasonal leaderboard in World Tours playing tournaments, and you can also rank up from Bronze to Diamond and beyond in Ranked. So it does seem like those mechanics there with Ranked will be separate from the World Tours itself. He also went on here to say that with the World Tour there will be a badge that will be featured on your player card, and that's essentially what you can be ranking up, or at least showcase that you've ranked up through World Tours. He said they know this is a big change and they asked that they try the season out and they let us know how we feel. Again, Embark has been very receptive to feedback there, so we'll have to wait and see what they do with that. Again, he also did clarify here that World Tours will always be available, and so you can hop into a cash out tournament whenever you want. The cash out tournaments will change every 2 weeks inside the World Tour, and they will update the map and contracts with that. He said that you can grind the leaderboard, but that will be based on cash outs, and Ruby rank will only be tied to the ranked mode, not World Tours. So that new Ruby rank there will not be tied to World Tours at all, and that the diamond weapon will be in ranked, which will only be with terminal attack. They have 2 videos that are going to be cooking and will explain everything further. One last statement here from Oscar that kind of ties everything together, which again he does preface that cash out tournament will be tied to World Tours where you can earn points or win points. By making it further into the tournaments, these points progress your World Tour badge from Bronze to Gold. You can also complete contracts for large amounts of XP and be progressing a leaderboard based on the total cashed out. And that ranked will be terminal attack featuring a brand new ranking system with transparent rating. You will see your exact rank and rank change at the end of each game, how you go up and down, and the ranks based on your performance. This is where you can also go from Bronze to Diamond and beyond. So potentially there you will be able to get to Gold in the World Tour, which will also count towards Terminal Attack ranked mode. But in order to progress past that, you will actually have to play in Terminal Attack in order to get to Diamond. At least that's how I interpret it. Hopefully those 2 new videos will explain a little bit further. I know we've had some big community feedback there with that, like with this post here saying that ranked terminal attack is a big mistake. Obviously with ranked mode being only terminal attack at this point, or what they've clarified to, people are not happy as they think that cash out was a core mechanic of the game. There's a lot of stuff there with that. Hopefully I'll go over some more details with that in the coming days, especially with the community feedback. I'm curious on your guys' thoughts with that overall. I know this is a very opinionated topic right now, so hopefully Embark can see that feedback there and then kind of play on that overall. One more last minute mentionable here is the skin concepts from Red Mask again, this time with his War Edition. He has here the Breach Charge with the TNT blasting box. The barricade turns into a sandbag barricade, which I think is just common sense for that. Surprised they haven't dropped as many cosmetics for the gadgets. The pyro grenade being a Molotov, and then a frag grenade being a stick grenade. However, with this one, I do think that maybe they will eventually add a stick grenade or a sticky grenade, and then the explosive mine just being a landmine. This kind of brings it back to the old days aesthetic, or kind of old war times, where it kind of moves back from the future aesthetics. Overall, though, that's about covered for today's video. If you like it, subscribe, and to the next. Deuces.